This is a power game. I mean, going on in this case. I think after Ethiopia, because after the Eritrea became independent in the early 90s, the Ethiopia lost the access to the sea. So I think since then, but Ethiopia is rise, or it's Ethiopia's industrial need and others need to access to the sea. This is again a losing game Egypt is playing. Egypt should have been like the losing game, what it did to stop Ethiopia of using the Nile water. It is doing the same thing to stop Ethiopia getting access to the sea access. Because I think this is something which doesn't really, because there are different routes you can really access to. There are different regional politics you can play. Ethiopian can play and Egypt can play. If Egypt is doing, Ethiopia will do it as well. So I think it's a somehow it doesn't make any sense that you try to stop a country with an access to sea access. That's something which is unlikely to succeed. But as I was mentioning, Ethiopia's the issue is internal more rather than in Ethiopia's external issue. Ethiopia's external Ethiopia has, after the construction of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, Ethiopian economy is still doing well, try to somehow having certain kind of peace in Tigray now. So things are diplomatically and regionally, Ethiopia's stock is rising. I mean, and while the Egyptian stock is not anymore, and Egypt is also very much occupied in the what is happening in the Palestine issue to a large extent, and also its own internal issues. So I think this is again a losing game for Egypt, again to unnecessarily uh, acting to anyway to stop Ethiopia having access to sea. I think its a focus should have been to build a cooperative arrangement over the Nile water and work in cooperation once this dam is already now built. Uh, and you have accepted the dam is built. So rather than finding a cooperation, there is no point, as I said, why you create this another game to play around it. I think what I'm trying to say is that the best possible alternative for Egypt and also for Ethiopia should be to play the cooperations over the Nile, and Egypt should not have been. Egypt again is playing a losing game of trying to refuse Ethiopia any access to the sea.